Is that better? How about now? Can you hear me now? So, we set up a completely different setup for this. And now, hopefully, this actually has the speakers on. Let's continue this run. And then we're going to probably immediately go to another run. Alright. Alright, so Loop 2, you can see now Pac-Man basically has like super green speed like all the time now. The green guys, because we're back on World 1, do not have jumping power. They won't get that until we loop back. And unlike many Pac-Man games, this game doesn't actually have a whole lot of levels. It was just 17 levels. And Loop 2, they're going to make us play every level 3 times to get the maximum value for your $59.99 NES game arcade at home purchase. The nice thing, this is pretty fun level, to be honest. I like that it's just we have a whole bunch of speed for just no reason at all. and I don't know. It's like, it feels like normal Pac-Man speed, if that even makes sense. But again, we're just trying to minimize how much time we spend doing either in the air. That's the other cool feature about this game is you get to jump. You can actually jump both the green and the black guys when you get to the harder difficulty levels. The only issue with it is you have to hit them right at the apex of the jump, and that's the part you can pass them on easily. And now we just get total Four Loko crazy speeds, just stupid speed. Enough speed you can get yourself into trouble, but notice that we're back to normal speed once we acquired the power pill. Oh no. Alright, so now we're onto World 2 again. That kind of looks like the regular Pac-Man board, this Pac-Man board. The nice thing about this one is they did not make the guy jump. The greens don't jump, because that would actually make this level a lot more difficult. I don't believe that, yeah, there's no green dot on offer. The red dot doubles scoring until you get killed, and also gives you a very short power pill duration. We just try to clean this up quickly. It's going to make us do it 3 times. Hold the button to buffer in between the windscreen. This level, we get a green dot, which is going to make it pretty cool. Just like before, though, we have this issue that it doesn't really do a whole lot for us because the power now that we're on the second loop, the power pill doesn't really last that long, so there's no way to actually get all the power pills out. So one of the strategies I like to use on these later levels, assuming that we can get a green to come out, or one actually spawns. You can't control them. They just eat. Oops. They just happen. We're gonna play another round. Hopefully the mics. Can you hear me, Gruff? Is the volume and the game like the correct level now? That's basically what the stream is for, and to get some practice in. One of the negatives about jumping is obviously we're not taking out. When you say it's better, is it correct, or is it I need to worry about it? And now we have... Oh, okay, I might not be able to do that, but I'll try. So here we're trying to get all of our... See, now we're wasting like way too much time on the... Whoa, that's not good. And I want to fix the mic. It's really distracting me from concentrating on the game. But I'm glad... can we... Okay, let's see if we can... Let's try this. Alright. Alright. So a lot of these patterns on the later levels, it seems kind of among the better things you can be doing is kind of protecting the power pill situation. The first round, there you go, there's a cool jump you can do. It required way too much practice to learn how to do that. But having watched a lot of friends play this game for years. Takes a good deal of practice. Uh-oh. It's always... Get Pinky right there at the end. Alright. Kind of like this start better. Whoa, okay. Alright, calm down, everybody. Calm down. Okay, we're definitely not getting to those right now. So a good portion of this game is sort of the trick is to if you don't have a full-on pattern to beat the level, what will help you a lot is realizing that obviously the pink guy is the fastest, and he's going to get to you the fastest because he has a pathing algorithm whose job it is to basically hunt you down. A lot of the other ones sort of ramble, and they try to when they're near you, they'll try to like take the next exit with a breadth first search instead of a depth first search, and that's how they'll try to get to you. So essentially clearing out a certain area and kind of waiting for them to come by, and then getting out of there and going to say instead of being on the bottom, go to the top. That could be a good strategy to kind of, because you'll notice now Pinky's actually faster than me. So basically your best defense, at least in this game, it's kind of cool. You can just jump over him, and one of the key features of manipulating in this game is at the 7-second interval. Oh, I'm just having all kinds of issues. At the 7-second interval, when you reset a level, they basically jump between two different AI patterns. One is the chase you're probably familiar with, having played Pac-Man, and then you may be familiar with when you play Pac-Man. There's a point where they switch what they're doing, and in doing so, they do an about face, and that's the only time in Pac-Man that they are allowed. Oops! Wow, I'm just having all kinds of issues here. I guess I need to actually focus as opposed to explain everything. Anywho, they do this thing called scatter, and it happens at the 7-second interval, and then every about 20 seconds thereafter in this particular game. And I think it's the same pattern for a lot of different Pac-Man games. Lazy developers. At any rate, I'm probably going to take an intentional. You see, the green guy, he didn't actually go the nearest path to get to me. But anywho, so they do an about face, and you're going to see here in a minute that we'll try to beat this level without dying. I guess we could always just reset it. You're going to see the pink one make an about face right there, and that gives us the opening, because we know one of the worst things happening in Pac-Man is, you can be chasing a ghost because you know he's not going to turn around into you, except during the time that they change AI patterns, and that's what you need to watch out for. Again, these are the last few levels are the hardest levels for sure. Goes very quickly, and you don't have a lot of power pill time. So part of the strategy, see, they can only kind of working around green guy here. Between the black one and the pink, we got some issues here. Okay. Might actually get through this level. Ooh, got it. There you go. So we're well past world record. But you're going to see right about here, there he goes. He's going to come back down. We have a few different patterns that we can play on this level, but we're probably going to get bopped here, because I'm kind of not doing too great of a run here. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Let's just get a fresh set of lives. This is the last level, so. But again, even though it's the faster, harder level, we're still trying to see how we got them all. The black ones, the green ones, all of them got corralled into the corner. And now we're going to try to get rid of the more dangerous dots to deal with here. Whoops. Wow. I think we're going to restart the emulator after this, because nothing actually seems wrong. Sometimes this game does weird things, and I don't know if it's an emulator issue or not. I don't have any reason to think it is. Anywho, but you see the power pill there was very, very, very short. The other thing that tends to happen is the green guys and the two black ones. There's usually only one black one, except on this last level. You'll see the green ones are most annoying when they're split, because, oops, you can generally kind of, once they're kind of corralled, you can just kind of walk around them because really only the pink one is threatening in this game. It's just the fact that there's so many of the other ones. They had so many of these dudes in the game. That would be the run right there. There's so many dudes in the game that it actually causes lag, and some of like the times where you hear the game have like an audio blip or something, that's the actual game. Like I used to rent this cart all the time. Alright, how are we doing on the stream? Did we turn the mic up enough? Because it looks like it's in the yellow. I think they're going to have to turn me up on the stream. Because the game's... I'm way louder than the game. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to what it was. But point taken. Alright. Now we already have the world record. But I want to remember what the world record is. So it gotta be 1814. Got it. Oh yeah, so for those interested, that's the schedule. And right now, it looks like it's actually going to be very late on Wednesday morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. It was like 12:30. I don't know why it moved. They must have had a stream crash or something. Or everything got moved back an hour. So it's going to be a late night for me. I got to like stay awake. Alright, let's oh, power. I want to make sure the... Just want to make sure that any weird stuff that might have been happening, we have a fresh goal. Alright, here's Pac-Man. Well, I'm eating nuts. So the object here, because there's 2 loops to the game. And loop 1, a large portion of the strategy is to just have a manip that just completely reduces the amount of time that you would walk over everything, get all the dots. So naturally, finding the fastest path is minimizing the amount of time to jump over the ghost, because you can't devour dots when you're jumping. And minimize as much backtracking, get all this stuff done in the same kind of blip. Alright. Now we hold B to buffer here. So besides the fruit targets in this game, there are a number of bonuses that Pac-Man can pick up. One of them is a red dot that acts as basically a small power pill as well as doubles points. I think pretty much until you die. And there's also a green dot, which is what we're going to be manipulating as much as possible. To basically, it always appears after the same number of dots have been consumed on that unique level. And the only time you lose the green dot speed is if the duration, like a power pill's timer runs out completely. So if we chain the power pills together, we'll just see if we're just keeping the speed here. That'll become a problem on the later levels. or you die, or the level completes. This level, it's a different number of dots for the green dot to spawn. But you see we're going to get it, basically it's like 14 dots or something on this one. We wait for that power pill to run out. And we just go to town. This pattern has a cute little time to jump into it. We didn't have to actually double back there. I don't think we lose any time jumping in. But now that we have the speed, we're going like twice the speed of the... So now we're going to kind of clear out this little plus pattern. Of course, for those, I'm sure many know Pac-Man, every time we complete a level, it sort of resets the amount of power pill time that they stay blue becomes less and less. So thankfully on this level, there's just enough time left to be able to have those ghosts path in a really fun way. But that's it. Now we go to the next level. In between worlds, there's a nice little animation. That one we have to like repress the button, but you have to be careful holding the buffer too long, because you can actually buffer a jump at the start of the level, which is not desirable. You do not want that. I think I'm just gonna hit this. Here's our dot situation. Alright, so we got our green dot. This is getting towards the last levels that we can chain the green dots. It's also, this is the last world that it appears. In the next world, only red dots appear. And they're not particularly useful, because they last like a percentage of what the regular power pill time is on the level. Oh, we missed that one. That's okay. Alright, hold down the buffer. The pattern here is a little bit different, because just like in World 2, this one, the power pill is going to appear very quickly. It's funny that Pinky's hot on our tail, and then he's not. And now we're going to clean this all up. We're going to lose the speed, but it's okay. We have the level taken care of. I usually like to clear the bottom first. My notes say... Whoa. Now, see, in this game, what you notice there, that actually was kind of cool that happened. In this game, for whatever reason, they decided that if you touch the final dot at the same time a ghost would nab you, you get credit for you. The dot takes precedence over getting bopped, which is kind of cool. I've in testing and running this game a lot, I've had it happen. You have it happen enough times, and you're trying to press for literally everything. All right, so now we have these guys kind of stuck down there. So we're just gonna have them kind of hang out down there for a little bit. That was a mistake. I don't know why I thought that guy was coming that way. Got to be careful of the scattering. So at 7 seconds into the level, and then every 20 seconds thereafter, the AIs change which AI pattern they're using. And many of you are probably familiar with what they do, or at least played Pac-Man enough to know that they kind of, like the Pinky's usually always hot on your tail, and it's kind of depth first searching directly at you, whereas all the other ones kind of have different catching patterns. But the key thing is that Pinky's like the fastest one. But you'll notice they, at no point in Pac-Man, when they're running their regular pattern, can they ever change direction in a hallway. They always have to turn based on being, they have to go to a corner and make a decision how to turn. And there's one exception to that rule in all of Pac-Man, and that is that when they get the scatter pattern, and that's this timer I'm talking about, where they will literally about face, regardless of anywhere they are, they will completely turn around, and for a few, then they will run on their other AI pattern for a moment, which is to basically go to their home bases. Each of them have a distinct home base, which usually is like one of the corners or something, and that's why they kind of move erratically for a second or two. And then once they've sorted that, they will go back to the pattern you're familiar with. So we're manipulating that a lot, and also keeping mindful that, you know, that we don't want to get bopped like we just did there. This is slow completion of this level. We should have just kind of sweeped everything. This level, you kind of can outthink yourself if you don't have a full on specific pattern you want to run. It's Biba. And now we go to Loop 2, where Pac-Man is basically given green speed for free, and all the ghosts become way more dangerous. But we get a nice happy little Lego land. It's actually, in some materials I found for this game, it's actually called the bonus stage, and it is kind of the level that you can rack up all the points you want by nabbing all the ghosts under the power pill. And this is also because it's a new loop, the power pill time is extended back to the maximum. But our goal here is just to get rid of the dots as fast as we can, without having too much of a mess about it. The other thing that happens here on Loop 2 is all of the levels we now have to complete 3 times, and they will get trickier each time. We also get rid of the little. You don't get the cinematics anymore either. It's just pure on buffer, pure speed. And for whatever reason on this one, because there's an additional level, and I don't think the way they did the math. Yeah, so you know we're actually getting a green dot on this world for no reason at all. But it's so fast that unless you had a specific plan for it, I don't really know what you're supposed to do with it. But there you go. You can get the super fast green dot on this level. There you go. All right, so now we go to World 2. They also, none of the dudes jump or anything yet either. It's just that you can see that Pinky is now going to be hot on our tail as much as possible. It's going to be crazy. The good news is we can still get green dot on this level, and it's just a matter of clearing enough dots to do it. But there is a big change in this round, where obviously the power pill starts to not last that long. So instead of trying to keep the power pills up so we can chain them once we get the green dot, in this case we rather would clean out as many of the power pills so that we can maintain the green dot speed. And it'll be very useful because, as you might, this level kind of feel, I mean, at least with a number of different little maze paths and stuff, this one takes longer to complete than that first world. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I waited, but let's just eat them. It's kind of a disaster here. I'm just going to clean it up. The nice thing in this game is that when you jump Pinky, like we were talking about, unless he gets the turnaround situation, you're not going to have to deal with... You're not going to deal with Pinky until they relocate you, or at least have a place to turn around, basically. So if it's in a long hallway, the best times to jump Pinky is in a big hallway. This is a pretty weak clear of this level, but that's okay. The key thing on these ladder stages is to not get bopped, because getting bopped in this game is like minus 15 seconds, and it's not good. It's also really, so there was a scatter. So you see he kind of started going towards his home, which I guess is the bottom right in this case. Oh dear, that was not good. Okay. That's kind of the best we can do. Yeah, Retrothon's tomorrow night, Biba. At 1 o'clock in the morning now. I think they had a stream issue or something where everyone got pushed back. Alright, so now we go to this this weird world. green guys jump again, so that's not what we want, but that's what happens. This is gonna be really late, so. Also, like, Pac-Man is, I guess, stealing from the Namco Museum or something, because there's, like, Galaga, Atari, like, there's all kinds of different, mostly Galaga, and some other game that they have. Those are the special items, and they're basically worth just, like, massive fruit points. It's alright, people, you're literally getting the experience right here. Alright, so now we get round 2. Pinky's now, I think, max speed, but there's your scatter. I think that was the green dot. The problem is the green dot doesn't really help us too much. We do like it. We do want it. Now the black ghost has been added. I think he's really hot on our tail here. We'll get rid of Pinky here. The only issue is Pinky's now going to spawn at the top, which is also bad. This is pretty slow clear. We don't like to leave what I call singletons or like little pieces of dots somewhere, because then you gotta go clear them. This one dot is like the bane of the existence, because you saw on the break that it's kind of hard to get this dot. Like that dot kind of, see, you're gonna have to get it at some point. Oh, that was a bad clear. I need to go back to my world record. For the sake of the song here, I'm gonna redo the same pattern. Kind of like that one better. Oh my goodness. I guess I have to practice more today. We were gonna go into Bokozuka Wars, but now we're not. Now we're gonna play this until I'm sad. Maybe I should watch my world record. So that's gonna reset like way too quick, but that's okay. Okay, try to see the greens. The greens like to try to do a little cutoff move. Pinky hot on our tail. We can get through this. All right. Oh, it's all right. Having to redo this level is not the worst thing. So one of the things you never want to have to put a credit in, or if you do put a credit in, it's when you're right at the start of a level, because it makes you redo the whole level. So as far as like timing runs, you're just gonna want to reset. Like, I guess unless you wanted to do it at the start of a level when you only have one dude left or something. Notice the power pill time is now really short. Oh dear, we have to reset anyways. Do I want to just watch my run? Tempted. So we're at 16 minutes now. How bad are the clears here? So one other strategy we can use sometimes in this is to just eat Pinky, because obviously he's like by far the most dangerous enemy in the game here, or at least the quickest. So eat him, get rid of him. Two greens should just go up. Oh, they're actually going to split on us. So it is possible to jump the greens like that. I guess we'll just do some swag stuff there. But in order to actually... Oops. My inputs just got eaten there. in order to jump the greens, you have to hit them at the apex of the jump. Pretty scratch run here. We're still going to get a sub 20, but world record in this run's not happening. I should probably go back and watch what I've clipped as the new world record. See, that's pretty. I mean, that's a manip I'm working on. I don't know what the correct answer is, because the problem is like all these manips have consequences much later in the stage, and it's basically how do we clean up the remaining dots without having to do all kinds of backtracking, tons of little jumping, so like we're wasting time here. So whatever you come up with, it's gotta be good, right? It's gotta be worth a manip. We're gonna look at a manip here in a few minutes. Of the greatest strategy game of 1981 that got ported to NES. It's also one of the allegedly a platformer. I'm not really sure how it's a platformer, but it's a platformer. It's a pretty good clear. Slower, but it's a good clear. Anytime you can get through these levels without getting bopped, it's a good clear. So you get the switcheroo there. We don't really like this pattern. This is a level 6 pattern, not a level 17 pattern. This is the last level of the game, by the way. But we do have the 2 greens corralled down. So, oops. I messed that one up. That one got me good. Once we kind of get the green guys and the black ghosts in the correct, like on the opposite side of the field, that gives us a lot of opening generally to do what we want to clear out the other side without having to worry about power pills and that kind of stuff. So a lot of our whoa, hello. See those 2 green guys are there? You just dart away. Just go somewhere else. Pinky will be hot on our tail soon enough. Oh, there was a scatter. So kind of throw some fence in here to get them to go the other way. Pinky's not going to get to us, and then there you go, time. What's Defender of the Crown? Oh dear. Is Defender of the Crown fully manip now? We actually need to practice the correct pattern on each of these levels. So I'm going to go into my videos. Oh! Well. This game now lasts about as long as that one. Is this... This says it's from 5 days ago. But is like the volume like reasonably equal? Like, are we gonna be okay? Okay, good. I like to hear that. So this is what I'm currently watching, and I'm just gonna fix up my notes. Oh, this is me practicing. I hope this is the right thing. This can't be right. It's only 14 minutes long. There's no way. It's got to be like 15 minutes. Recent highlights. Ah, here we go. I had the wrong video. So currently, this is the new world record. So basically, any new notes I need to add so that I remember what I need to be doing. The documents no good. Hackmania notes. Alright. I wonder if I can just add temporarily, just so everyone can see what I'm looking at. Browser? Does it load it? There you go.
I messed everything up. We might just need to restart. This is kind of a practice run, so... No, this is all bad. We need to reset. We need to reset.
Wow, you get two Iggies.
Your time to reset. We're just gonna reset.
Another sip of coffee. Let's go to the analysis desk. The analysis desk. You know what I should do?
I just don't know why I did it.
Hold up. Double analysis desk coming. Hang on. Hang on. I need double analysis desk. If I'm allowed one, I gotta have two. Oh god. How do I reset this? Do I have to like put it back up? No.
Am I supposed to grab that dot?
Nope.
I'm not sure it matters.
How do I reset?
It only matters if we end up having to jump an extra guy.
Refresh.
As long as Bluey here manages to get far enough away that I don't care about him, you got
shut down source when not visible. Okay.
You got
Okay, so I analysis desk.
Oh, I wasted too much time there.
Analysis
except
desk.
for that.
I really can't do both because I gotta like
beat a level,
start the one. But I'm just comparing it to the world record since I'm gonna go this far just to look at it anyways.
You just hold A or B or whatever.
Because clearly we're gonna get through the game in the time.
So this one takes
frame.
a long time to get the green.
But let me finish eating these nuts. We're gonna analysis desk this. Can I just capture it? Both work.
All right, let's go. See, the timing is different this time. This is very wrong. It's okay. We're still alive. That's good. All right, we have everything.
Maybe I can do both.
These dots don't matter. It matters that I went around, but now I don't have to jump. Probably get potent. Could have just eaten them. And jumps quite faster.
Hang on.
Go to the next level.
I'm waiting for me to actually start my game.
This one go left. Get the power pill first. Well, like 11, 20 dots or whatever gets the spawn.
I want to know where I get bopped in World 1. Because I've not actually done a side-by-side, so I might as well just do it now, right?
Pinky is going to be on our tail. Nice clean jump. Don't have to backtrack. Alright, now here...
Did I miss it?
What is the loop? We come back down. Got it. There we go.
Man, me and not highlighting things well.
This guy.
How you doing, Eat It Up?
I just need to
Retrothon's going to be like tomorrow at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
On this level in particular, there's not enough time.
Not tonight. Tomorrow night.
Back. I didn't want to eat him, but I ate him. See, it's very tight there. You don't want to have to come back. Oh, nice job, dude. Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. Gotta be really quick on that. So this one we play in the top, which is dangerous.
Access card.
So we kind of clear everything out up top. Just eat them.
Oh, for your new gig. Gotcha.
Should be very close to the green pill. There it is.
Okay, I don't know what I did here.
This is the first level that has the green jumpers. You can jump them, but it requires passing and crossing the apex.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It feels like it's the smallest level of the bunch, to be honest.
Yeah, stop it.
Or at least it always kind of plays out very nice. We need to be quicker here. We got through the level.
Hello.
So this one the green dot comes faster. So Pinky also has enough speed now to capture us. so
Only
get there as
took
fast
3
as
months.
possible.
I think this is the actual run I'm looking at, which is a disaster. Oh, I see what's happening.
Alright, so how are we going to clean up from here? Whoa, hello. Okay, buddy. Calm down there.
So when do we actually start? Oh, we start at the start? We start 24 seconds
I'm
in.
gonna do the top
So I
part.
need to reset this. Twitch?
Okay, I'm going to do the
The
top
part
part.
where you keep playing it from the beginning.
You might get a slowdown.
It is
again,
important.
Which is bad. Did not get the slowdown. That's very good. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, time
Bam.
to give it all away.
Copy. 4, 3, 2, go.
I just don't know why I did it that particularly. I mean, I do. It's good I did it wrong.
So what I'm looking for is anything inconsistency-wise. Looks like my video started a few seconds faster. But there's kind of like the first 7 levels, well, the first 5
I'm supposed
levels,
to grab that dot.
until you get to the jungly steps, the 4th world.
I'm not sure it matters. It only matters if we end up having to jump an extra guy at the end. As long as Bluey here manages to get far enough away that I don't care about him, he got far enough away. Good. Best part is, oh, I wasted too much time there. Except for that little Pac-Man theater thing. Every time you beat a level, the initial screen can be buffered. You just hold A or B or whatever.
Man, I don't even need to stream. I can just watch replays
This one takes a long time to get the green.
and react to my own things while eating.
All right, let's go. See, the timing is different this time. This is very wrong. It's okay. We're still alive. That's good.
Huh. So that all that little dancing that I did doesn't actually lose time.
All right, we have everything we need. These dots don't matter. Matters.
And
as
that
we go
does
around.
lose time. Okay.
Now I don't have to jump. Probably
I always wondered if it lost time, but I think it also throws everybody off too because they take different rollways.
Yeah, it jumps probably faster.
So we do need to go down and
Go to the
jump
next
over
level.
the power pill and then come back
here
in
I
the
can just
direction of the
hold.
power pill.
This one go left. Get the power pill first. Like 11, 20 dots or whatever gets the spawn.
So don't be silly.
Right, now we go down and get the bottom.
So we
part.
actually lost like 2 seconds there. Helps with the review though, because we're basically on the same pattern here.
Nice clean jump. Don't have to backtrack. All right, now here. What is the loop? We come back down. Got it. There we go.
Did we get the? Must have gotten the
Really
green
need to
dot.
clear this guy. I just need to make sure that the little plus signs are gone because there isn't enough on this level in particular. There's not enough time to come back. I didn't want to eat him, but I ate him. See, it's very tight there. You don't want to have to come back. Oh, nice job, dude. Thanks for.
Me looping around is bad.
Gonna be really quick on that. So this one we play in the top, which is dangerous.
So my
Kinda
curiosity
clear
here
everything
is,
out of top.
now that we went 2 different paths, because this one you kind of have a few different options. What do you want to do? Because the other ones are basically like
Should
old
be very
Pac-Man.
close to
Like
the
there's sort of
green
an
pill. There it is.
optimization pattern already kind of known.
This is the first level that has the green jumpers. You can jump them, but it requires crossing them at the apex of your jump. This is bad. I'm gonna go this way because the level wraps very neatly here.
That was all lost time.
It feels like it's the smallest level of the bunch, to be honest. Or at least it always kind of plays out very nice. We need to be quicker here. And we got through the level. So this one
that wasn't bad.
The green dot comes faster. So Pinky also has enough speed now to capture us. So we have to get there as fast as possible.
How did we just gain a whole bunch of time?
Alright, so how are we going to clean up from here? Whoa, hello. Okay, buddy. I'm down there.
And here we need to clear out, if we intend on using the green pill, you see how there's like a little lane that I built? We got to make this little lane.
We might get to slow down.
And this is kind of the last level that we'll ever have enough power pill time to do stuff like this.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, time to give it all
So our
away.
jungly steps is that bad. It's that bad. How is it this bad?
Let's just go. Remember we had a strat, and then I said no.
We were stratting on this too.
We're supposed to dot left in the middle.
Okay, so what I have for those first levels are fine.
We have to come back anyways.
So the key difference here is that they're really cleaning out that top part.
Make sure that Pinky isn't on our tail. This is actually pretty good because it's going to make them all confused and get them out of here.
So I don't know, we came in with a massive time advantage, and you see I'm really dorking around a lot here.
We have to come back. There's a power pill here too, so let's just start devouring all the power pills. This is probably one loop world record from Gonzo. This is taking too long.
Is it though?
This is a lot of time wasted. Oh, now I have to get an extra dot.
Yeah, we lost a lot of time.
All right.
Not as much as I thought, but we still
thing.
lost a lot.
See, I think we wasted about an extra 20 seconds there. That was really not desirable.
But if I was to really sleuth this game and try to crack 17 minutes, because we're already like 35, 45 seconds faster. And I'm about 90 seconds faster than I was. Haven't studied the game more.
And my strategy.
So you notice they get bopped. Because some of these manips, like I'm sure if you had a TAS,
very bad.
Like you could make a ridiculous manip.
But
the problem is the game, you can buffer a lot of the movement, but at the same time the game likes to not take if there's enough lag, you're not going to get exactly what you want. But the game's not like crazy laggy, but it is laggy.
I have no idea where we lost all this time on one loop.
I do, man. I do pass Diggy.
That's amazing to me, the amount of time
you're doing this. That's why you're losing time. What are you doing? That's home free though, right there.
Oh, well, so much for that.
Wait.
I did it wrong. Oh boy. And I messed
how
this
did they
up.
get?
I
guess I'm confused.
Everything is just wrong. I just need the level 17 map.
Is their timing wrong for one loop? One loop.
Good news
and they say it's 7:14. Is it not the same? Oh. Okay, I'm going to focus on my thing. Their two loop doesn't. It's not the same run. I don't think it's the same run. So I'm not going to focus on that. But that explains a lot. Okay. That explains a lot.
Oh, game. Okay. Now I'm just having lag issues, too. That's cool.
Did we really sync getting bopped?
Oh, boy.
That's amazing.
Someone's sticking their tongue out at me. Wait, we'll practice the other levels. The good news is I already have a world record. So.
But what I'm looking for on is
more.
basically the World 2, World 3 situation. And I want to make sure that we are picking the correct break that's very fast.
What's a Marble Madness
because
reference? Why is it lagging?
There's 45 seconds of gains that I need to not lose, which are largely like just, you can kind of figure out where you need to go, just understanding what pattern you took at the start.
I don't know, it screwed me up. I know that. Here, let me go really fast.
I have no idea what you're supposed to do with this green pill. It's basically it's how you get murdered.
Okay. So glad you can buffer inputs. Cool. This run is oh, sure. Yes, sure. Just eat pink. Let's get rid of them. I think it's just honestly easier just to eat them, because then you can just focus on. Once you focus, it's just your pattern walk doesn't get messed up. I think that's the best way, because you don't have to do this level 3 times. Each level you have to do it 3 times. Oh dear! Thank you.
Oh, that was really good.
Hey game, stop. Alright, at this point, I can't keep it any longer, since it's not going to stay in. It's too bad there isn't some way to, like, confuse the game to make it think you still have power pill or something for, like, a split second.
Okay, that was really good. I don't know how I can just immediately mirror that without...
I did that whole the first level. Those are free. You should never lose on those. It's really bad. It was really, really bad. I'm just gonna clear it this way. Eating versus jumping.
Okay, that was an error.
I was supposed to eat that power pill, but it's gonna work out in the end. I love how Pac-Man's jump just suddenly gets friction. Okay. I don't remember what the pattern is here. I don't. If I had one, I don't know what it is. Glad I recorded that world record run. Because man, I forgot how to play this game well. That was swag though. Okay. We got out of this level. That guy's gonna respawn, but he's not gonna respawn in time for me to care. And he's actually gonna he's not gonna get blue pilled. It's not gonna matter. That was pretty hot. I don't think there's a good opportunity to get green in this one anyways. Unless it's right here. It's not right here. See ya. We generally jump over them. Pink is... Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Pink is really bad on those levels. Yeah, pink's really bad on those levels. Ooh. Wow. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. That was... Oh, I saw it coming. I literally saw it coming, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try to jump something, and then it ate my jump. And we died. This is actually really bad. Yep. Yes, I knew that the green guys were going to follow me and not do the other thing. Now my hand is sweating. So after the greatest Pac-Man run of all time, Bilko-Zuka Wars is this is merely the hors d'oeuvre. You get some kind of Bilko-Zuka Wars race in which right now it's just me, but we'll figure it out.
Oh, we're gonna figure it out.
Even if it's just me.
I gotta practice that.
I figured it out. I got planning. Okay, these green guys should not be an issue now. The black guy will be an issue. Yep, because the scatter happened. Okay, now they're out of the way.
Wow, that was...
Alright, so we gotta get to the jungle steps.
That was crazy. Wow, I had a really good run.
This is bad. Swag. Talk about a marathon run. Oh, right. I need to actually follow my pattern. It's more important to follow the pattern on the third round than it is to follow it on the first. Well, you should follow the pattern on every round, because in theory it would be the fastest way you can do things, but at this point I'm just seeking to finish the run. We're just going to eat this guy. Just get rid of him. Eat him again. Just gotta get rid of him for a little bit. Hello. Hopefully we still have power dot? No, we do not. You're gonna go this way. Okay, now they're kind of confused. Taylor Swift. What does Taylor Swift have to do with the title song? Hey, at least I still got it, even though I forgot how to play this game apparently in all of 5 minutes. Okay, so his speed, something's different. That I'm using the pattern for the last level. Just eat him. Because I don't pinkies on my tail. This is bad. Yeah, go this way.
There was an opportunity to jump green there and go to the top right. Oh, this is actually really good. Okay.
Alright. Well, now I have the problem that I kind of have to hang out up top now. Can I at least, like... Yes! Eat him. Eat him mightily.
This is a really good pattern.
Oh, dear.
Did I come up with this? What a good pattern.
Almost we're dying. Well, dying would not be preferable here, actually. Hey, cool. Anything to kill the book was or something? Is that a thing? Now let's do this again. This guy's gonna jet right there. Yep, that's correct. See ya. Go back. There's gonna be a corral of them down here. Okay, everybody out. Everybody out of the pool. The lag pool.
Okay.
Okay, he's not last long enough. Might get bopped here. This is really scary. I'm gonna go back down. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I still have a power pill down here. This is another chance to reset the board, basically. Get all the greens and blacks out of the way. Naturally, they're in the war. I'm just taking the death. I wouldn't want to take the death, to be honest. But
we could have got like 1730 on this run. What a good run.
I did not want to take it.
What a run.
Oh, there's going to be a scatter. That's going to let us get most of these. Now we have an actual split. And we're just dead. So our time was not bad.
Done, like,
I must have not saved my
There's
splits.
so much
Or
time on the
just that
table
fast.
here.
Wait a second. Did we just world record by 24 seconds?
We sure did.
Despite a million deaths? That time was accurate, right?
Yes, it was. I already reviewed it. Well, there you go.
Well, I can tell you that...
All right. That's the end of the analysis desk. I got what I needed. Let's go back to playing the actual game. Oh, what the heck's their pattern? I wonder what this pattern is. And my question is it the same pattern? Okay, so we walk the ladder. Is the ladder pattern the correct pattern? Oh, okay. Is that on my notes? Because we're just going to use this pattern. Come down. Yes, we're going to use this pattern. Always. Okay, that's really good. Clear all of the top. So level 6 is the first jungly step 1. Okay. So what does round 7 look like? Is it the same pattern? So they just, yeah, and then we're just very, very not walking over anything. That's the end of the level. Okay. Last thing to look at, and we'll go back to runs. Is the same pattern viable on level 7? No, it's not. Okay, they did the other pattern that I like. Hey, they actually got a green jump in there. I'm not sure they planned on that, because there's a lot of wasted time here. But they did get the whole top. No, they didn't get the whole top done. I don't know. I think the level 6 pattern's better than the level 7 pattern here. That's what we'd like, anyways. You can't see this, but it's just the slower jungly steps, and basically the same attacking pattern. That sort of, it seems in this, for whatever reason, just getting, anytime you pass the ghost, it gives you the kind of the most time to do whatever. So on basically the opening to a lot of these levels that are a bit aggressive, you go up to the left and you swoop on by. But alright, we got to get this in because I don't have a lot of time. Okay, so that explains that. And I guess if we're gonna refine the run ever. Alright, I'm gonna cut this VOD. Oh, it's remixing the recording. Oh dear. We'll let that finish setting up the recording. Once it's done making it an MP4, let's get this reset. Oh, it's still paused. Let's just undo everything I just did. Alright. Alright. Is my stuff ready? Alright. Now having reviewed all of that, so obviously before the event tomorrow, I'm gonna probably do more offline or just practice. So strategy here is spend the least amount of time in space that doesn't have dots on it. And that also includes while jumping, you can't eat dots. There's basically a few routes that you could take here on the first few levels. It's slow enough and kind of figure out where the ghosts should be. Pretty manipulatable. But there's going to be some complications and tricks that come in this. Oh man. One of them being that the game is going to throw us a curveball unique to this Pac-Man. Is the speed boost. And we're going to be changing up the patterns to be picking up the speed boost basically right as they spawn, because they spawn based on a certain number of dots and percentage completion of the level. This first one here in World 2, it spawns rather late. They basically spawn like right away, or they'll spawn kind of about halfway through the level. And it's the same every single time. There's a few oh no, this is just a flat out reset. This is a reset. Flat out reset. Everything is messed up. Now that I have this all in front of me. Okay, try this again. Words. Is that water here? Thank you. Oh dear, it's Danzy, man. Tomorrow, about 1:30 in the morning, not tonight, tomorrow night, we're gonna lay down
both the Pac-Mania world record and the Bokozuka Wars world record back to back. Eastern. Hey, Dozer. I just put it in chat. It's like it's on a schedule thing, Haratos or .org or something. I'll link it when I'm done with this run. We gotta hold down B. And now we gotta do this. Yeah, so that's the schedule. It's in Eastern time. But I didn't really know how to post it on the Twitter and everything, because it's like, to some people that's like, which date is it? Because it's like right around midnight. But they had something lit on fire, I guess, in the proverbial sense, and the streaming, all the streaming, like this is a whole week thing, and it got pushed back for like, it was supposed to be around midnight, and it got moved back, I'm assuming due to scheduling issues and stuff, but I have to be awake anyways, so... Alright, jump over him. So the green dots here, the trick is, if a power pill expires, it'll reset our speed, so we really want to avoid that. And also getting bopped would also do the same thing. You can buffer the stage end. So this one, the green pill spawns basically right away. Get a little swag jump action here that doesn't lose us any time. Hope that answers your question, Dozer. So for this one, we want to get in... Oh! Okay, now I'm just getting annoyed. We're just going back. We're resetting. All these should be resets. We're just going to reset. Obviously, Marathon we wouldn't reset, but... Okay, cool. But I need to like get through a run with everything in my head correctly, as well as like kind of explaining it. So the more I do it, the less... It's going to get rid of potentially like doing something weird. Alright, so Pac-Mania, 17 levels of fun. There's 2 loops. We're going to be playing both loops. First loop is rather slow. This is the Lego blocks level that, and some of the materials and manuals for this game refer to as a bonus level. I don't know if it's because you can run up the score, like everything is basically on the lowest. They give the maximum amount of power pill time, fewest number of ghosts, they're the least angry, etc., etc. I guess it's easy to stack points. I don't know. But it's Legos, which looks cool, right? It's isometric. Like, get excited. It's isometric Pac-Man from 1991. What would you... People paid $60 for this game. You can buffer... when we go between stages, you can buffer that first congratulations screen, but you cannot buffer the animation for, hey, here's a little cinematic for the next level. So you gotta time that correctly. Oops. Yeah, I think those times are subject to change, Dozer. So, one of these things that we're going to be doing a lot in this, I don't know what's happening. Every time I go to explain it, it's just going completely wrong. Let's just go back. Let's just go back. Let's just go back. Obviously, marathon run we would not be. We would just take the death. But we shouldn't be dying at any of these levels. But yeah, so it's Pac-Mania, 17 levels of fun. Start in Legoland. Some of the manual materials say, like it's like a bonus world. And I guess it makes sense because you could rack up points and get extra lives and stuff, but I think they only give you 1 extra life in this too. At any rate, somehow that timing is completely off. Why is that timing completely off? This guy should not be chasing us right now. I must have done something really wrong. I don't know. We'll find out when we get to the next level. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe the issue has to do with the fact that the timing is completely off. I will restart this emulator. There's nothing enabled or anything. Like, I reloaded the game when we started this run, so... Well, the last couple runs, so there really shouldn't be anything happening. This is correct. Okay. So, a lot of these levels we're going to be manipulating heavily at the start because of the way that the ghosts move and stuff. Also, there's a new item in this version of Pac-Man that is the green pill, which makes you go super fast. You can only lose it if you get bopped, or if a power pill expires. If the power pill expires... Oops, I didn't mean to eat him, but that's what happened. If a power pill expires, it'll reset your speed for whatever reason. Like, for whatever reason, they didn't put a timer on super speed to run out on a level. Don't ask me why, but that's what apparently happens. You hold the buffer here. Don't hold the buffer way too long, like when it's about to release Pac-Man, because it'll actually buffer your jump. Everything in this game can basically be buffered, which helps later on. Alright, so we get the green pill here, because it'll always spawn after the same number of dots have been eaten. So we could basically plan out, even if you don't have a full pattern for a level. Wow, we actually missed that. If you don't have a full pattern for a level, the beginning of it, you can kind of already have something figured out for what you want to do. Just took a second cautionary jump here. So here we just want to clear out some of these dots. I did not want to do that, but I kind of, for whatever reason, I had one chasing me a little bit weird. Here it's actually faster to jump over the power pill than to go around. Notice that the time that the power pill lasts is now running pretty thin. And we'll just clean it up that way. Get rid of the cinematic. Alright. So this one's a bit trickier. World 3. We introduced the jumping green guys. But we have a little bit of a pattern here that manages the scatter. So you may notice that the ghosts at certain intervals will completely about face and decide to path in an unusual way that is just turning around completely. I gotta get this way. Okay, cool. Damn, to eat him. This one lasts pretty long, so I'm kind of didn't need to do it this way. There we go. All right, next world. All right, so this one now, Pinky, you may know from Pac-Man fame. Pinky's the pink one. Pinky becomes the fastest and most dangerous and loosely what we would call most intelligent. But in this game, you have the power of the jump, and because he can't turn around except when those scatters come in. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's also not good. So the greens jump, so we don't want to have to play too many games with them for the moment. Alright, so from here, I think we're just going to eat this. Get rid of this. We might lose the speed, but I figured the green guys were on us. Green typically will follow you and not try to... Well, they'll cut you off, but they'll like cut you off in the future. So if you're paying attention, you can usually avoid them. Need some errors here, but that's okay. We're out of the level without losing a guy. Losing a guy is like minus 15 seconds. Alright. Alright, so now we're on the jungly steps, which is the last world. A few different patterns here, but basically the pattern is get rid of as many dots as you can as quickly as possible and not backtrack, just like all the other levels. It's just that now the power pills are very far apart, and there's a lot of these little areas, little catwalks that you have to clean up. So sometimes just getting rid of the pink guy is useful. Also, green. Kind of, if they end up on the other side of the map, that gives you a good amount of time to kind of clear everything else out. Like here, kind of have a mess to clean up down there. That's not good. But this power pill lasts long enough that we can kind of clean this all up, get out of here, go to the next area. I didn't want to eat him. But I think all we have left down here is these last couple dots. Alright. Alright, one more world, and then we finish loop 1. So we're just going to do the same pattern here, because the only thing I think it's... They added the black ghost. You can jump these ghosts. The issue with jumping them is that the green ones, in order to jump them, you have to cross them at the apex of your jump. And the black one, it basically has to be per pixel perfect. And if they're stacked, you have a very small window to do it in. But it's still doable. It's just, it could become quite risky. So the green ones are gonna try to cut me off this way. I'm just gonna make sure Pinky's out of here for a second. So the green ones are gonna be trapped in the bottom. The black one, he's still slow. That's the one benefit. The green one and the black ones that jump don't get the super speed. I do not like that there's a singleton dot there. Either way, we're still going to have to clean it up. I'm just going to eat pink here. Eating pink should get us out of here. That was bad. So we actually got a double jump. That was basically one of the swaggiest things I could have possibly done in a marathon run. Alright, so that's World 1. And now we go to... Round 2. So now, basically Pac-Man now gets, I don't know why I grabbed that, gets super speed. And we go back to the same conditions as World 1, just everything's way faster. And the power pills now have, just like when you get to the later levels of regular Pac-Man, power pills have like a lower base amount of time that they last. But you can see we're basically doing very similarly to what we were doing before, just trying to get these guys such that they're out of the way. We will actually see the green dot on this level, because I think the way the game kind of dead reckonings from the, like it doesn't care what world it is or round it is. It just have it marked off where it's like round 3 of every time you do a loop. Make sure to spawn on these timers, so it doesn't care what world it is. It cares what round it is. And there's 12 rounds in World 2, and there's only 7 in the first loop. So this one is like 2-1 in the first loop, but it's really 1-3 in this one. But that does mean about 48 dots or something we're gonna see this green dot spawn, which is like way too fast for how small this level is. But it does work. But it also can like get you into like way too much trouble for what it's worth. But the good news is you can buffer everything in this game. The other cool thing about World 2 is we get rid of the cinematics are gone. These little long pathways here are nice because it gets rid of it gets rid of Pinky pretty handily. It's a red dot. I don't really care about red dot. I don't think this level has a green dot. It's only the second one of these. So we're we're just looking at cleaning up this level in an efficient way. Green guys don't jump yet. They jump when we get to the next one. World 3. This one, a green dot is going to spawn. One of the issues with this level, though, is that we're not going to be able to really take too much advantage of it, but we're going to try. We're basically going to try to get rid of all these little silly pathways. But once it gets down to having to get rid of the power pills now don't last long enough, such that we're not going to be, no matter how hard we try, see, we can't get to that power pill, so it's going to reset. But it did let us get rid of a few of annoying things, and we just make sure to have a little bit of a buffer to Pinky there in that situation because of the scatter rule. It's the only time in Pac-Man where they can about face in a hallway and just destroy you. I don't like leaving a dot there. It's not good, but they're all down there. It became too tempting not to. Okay, now we have the green dot, which lets us get rid of our mistake here. Alright. That was dangerous. Talk about danger. But I figured at this point I'm just gonna nab what dots we have here. Alright, now let's go to World 3. So the pattern we like here is the one that we opened with before. Whoops. Eating my inputs, or I was just kind of, my mind just stopped working. Notice all these, all those special items. Those aren't green dots. For whatever reason, Pac-Man, I guess, is also robbing from the Namco Museum. It's kind of weird. There's a bunch of just random arcade items in this game. There was a scatter that was really dangerous. We're just going to eat these guys. I normally would never eat them like this. Well, that's just a death. Let's just take the death and reset the level. So we're going to feint to the left here, so that they all leave the corral to the left. Or at least the ones I care about. That really wasn't a lot of lost time. Alright. Yeah, I didn't like that break either. The green guys, a lot of these guys don't tend to path into the alleyways in this one. Really, it's just Pinky that's on your tail for it. Like the black one and the green one kind of just get stuck in the up and down areas. Alright, so now we go on to jungly steps. Oh, sorry, one to go with this. There's 3 of each. The orange in this case is the last one. Did not... Oh, the scatter... Okay, there's the scatter. So when the scatter happens, we call it scatter. Really, there's like 2 pieces of code that happens. The first one is they do the about face. The second piece of it... This is pretty bad. Yeah, I figured that was good. This is actually really bad. This is like world record gone. But that's okay. Let's finish the run. Just eat the pink one. Just get out of my way. So this is what can happen in this. It gets tricky in this game. It gets pretty hard. Basically, 1 dot left in this game is super dangerous because in certain spots, it's really, really hard to clear them. All right, let's go to jungly steps. So there's a certain pattern I like here. We're basically trying to kind of quadrantize. So like we talked about, there's manips you want to do to kind of get what you want, and we can kind of control that aspect. The other trick is kind of getting them all, like they obviously follow you for the most part, whether it be quickly or not quickly, but that's a good portion of how this works. So once the enemies end up in one segment of the arena, I am going to go to a different segment of the arena, and that can give you a lot of cover too. So you see here, all of our worst enemies are all the way at the top. Pink is going to chase us first. Oh, this is pretty bad. I'm just going to go this way, because that green's already worked his way into the correct direction. But we actually did a pretty good job here. This is a pretty good level. Alright. Still on world record pace. Well, I think I have a better world record, but the current record. So what we like to do here is come down here, get rid of this middle one. We get the break there, where it turns and about faces. This lets us clean up this area, go to the top. While the black one is kind of in a bad position there. I don't quite know how that one happened. Now see, we have a good opening here. Getting rid of this. This is the most dangerous aspect of this level. Is this kind of above the corral, the ghost corral. Oh, greens are there. We'll have to come back down one more, up one more time. But I think we'll get a good clearance here, because I think basically all but the, looks like one of the greens and one of the blacks will have been, oh, this is perfect. Okay, cool. So we got one more. And this is the last level of the game. I like this pattern, so I'm just going to do it again. Notice we get a cool action there. Oh, dang. I got greedy there. I normally don't eat him. But I saw the finish line. And it was too much. Do a little jump here, but of course the scatter caused him to go immediately in the wrong direction. So we do have an issue here in that, oh boy. Yeah. If we can get rid of this middle, we might be okay. We are getting rid of a lot of these dots that are up the middle. That was actually really good. We don't want to eat the fruit, because obviously that wastes time. Oh no, dude. That might have been the world record right there. Nah, we might still have it. A little bit of a feint to the left there. Oh boy, that was pretty bad. Oh goodness me. I have completely bungled this in the most bungalow way possible. It's very weird because you're chasing that scatter. Funny enough, it's still the record. But there we go. That's Pac-Mania. Still the record by 2 seconds. We can get bopped like 4 times and still get it because we have a lot of efficiency ads. Okay, cool. So now we need to change emulators because it's important for this that it find the other emulator. Is it right here? It is right here. It's everyone's favorite game. Everybody's favorite game. There's no other game that exists. There's no other game that exists. Alright, so we gotta reset the timer. Power cycle this. And now I have to somehow do all of these things at the same time. Oh, it's actually the wrong, hang on. We gotta open up the other split. I'm not saving that. Because we have it all timed out. So in this game, we're gonna rig. Hello, that's not how this works. There we go. So in this game, we hold start at the start because it means everything in this game will now go exactly to plan. This is an RPG from the 80s. that had the brilliant idea to be called a platformer, such that you go to the left instead of the right. It's basically a game of chess. The things in the bottom designate basically how the combats go, and this is the king. It's King Sorin or something, and you're trying to go... Hang on, we gotta make sure we do this right, because anything that goes wrong, the run's over. Yogi the Monk has been the record holder in this for a while. If everything goes right, Yogi will not be the record holder. Well, funny enough, I've already practiced it enough times. I already have a better run. But this game is entirely manipulable. But it's actually a really cool game. Somehow your people get turned, like this dude got kidnapped, and inside the trees, which we'll never touch any of them, we hope, inside all of the trees and the rocks are your soldier pals, and they're supposed to do a lot of the fighting for you, because naturally you losing once, the game just ends, and it has the most glorious lose screen of all time. So if this is a disaster, well, there you go. These guys are wizards. That's what those little dudes are. Move right next to the rock here. And now, this is everyone's bane of existence trying to figure out this game, is finding a pattern through all these gold knights. And there's a lot of them. B, there's a lot of them. And C, if you try to go through with just the king only, you just lose. You generally just lose unless you know you're going to win. And in this case, we know we're going to win. So we're just going to keep moving. It's important here we remember to avoid the fight on 216, because if we fight on 216, we will lose the game. But this area, you see, it's all these little golden knights, and they have a power of 100. As our dude gets better, his power goes up. The other thing about this game is it basically... Oh, I already messed it up. Ha ha ha! It's all messed up. But we'll go to Arizona anyways. Arizona's everyone's favorite. Because it's really important that if we get this far, that we actually do the Arizona pattern correctly. And this is wrong. Oh, it's wrong because it's just wrong. But we'll continue pressing forward just in the event. This is also wrong. We're supposed to go down there. But what's going to happen here is these dudes are all in the wrong place. These guys are the weakest, and you're kind of supposed to train yourselves on them. Like, you can train the weaker guys that you pick up. The other thing about this manip run is basically the RNG. It's really, everything I tested to try to fix, like let's say you mess up one thing or want to try to find something else, all of the RNG in this end section here, when you get into your enemy's castle, all of the RNG is incredibly bad, and being off step of this pattern is just basically losing. But we'll take it as far as we can. There you go. There's your lose screen. Try it. This guy, what's this guy's name again? I had notes about this. Like, let's learn about King Ogreth has put King Sorin in a bad spot. Evil King Ogreth has decimated King Sorin's military. He turned some of his men into trees and rocks. Now King Sorin must gather his remaining troops and launch an attack to save his kingdom. That's right, the Knights and the Soldiers. By the way, they released a new game on the PlayStation 4 called Bokuzuka Wars 2. But this game actually was released on the X1 PC, and this is why this game ended up getting... It was actually a reasonably popular game by Rasho, and then it got released on the was it Family Computer or something in 81, and then it goes on the X1 in 83, Family Computer in 85, and then this is what is this? What's that? For 1985. So yeah, this is for Famicom in 85. All right, let's try again. The best part is this game basically runs at 5 FPS. No, I don't know why. I think there's a lot of calculations. Like, one thing that's not shown here is at the top, one of the ways that I don't use it in this run, but I've manipulated RNG in the past, is to use your A button, because it lets you control the different units that you have. So like you can choose to move your knights individually. Like the only thing is you can only move them in groups. So if you have like 10 of these little knight dudes, that's it. You can only move them together. If you get the big knight guys, it lets you can actually have them break into these prisons and rescue the little warriors. When we see the end area, the big green like behemoth guys, you can actually take them out. Sure I get this correct. Okay. But yeah, everything in this game, just like Pac-Mania, is also buffered. So you basically have to slam the button and hope your character moves in the correct time, and basically pretend you're on Windows, you're on old AOL 5 on your Windows 95, and you can see when I'm doing the inputs and when you see it happen. So like everything is lagged heavily. But it's promising that we did get through basically the entire game. It's just going to be, let's not mess up Arizona. So this one, we just go up. Alright. There's actually 6 loops to this game, and in the subsequent loops, you actually can't do King only. There are mines, which only the little warrior dudes can remove. They kill the king immediately. They kill anything immediately that you step on, and it guards the entrance to the castle at the end. Alright, so we're going to get to Arizona, we hope. But at 2:16, we have to go up 2. That's really important. Like every single move in a full minute run. There we go. Alright, so now... we go up. Alright. So now we have to go down twice. I'm telling myself this so we don't mess it up. It's really important you don't mess it up. And now this next one we have to go down 1. And what this is doing is basically corralling all of these little guys, these little soldiers, to stay the heck out of our way. This one we have to go up twice at 111, and now we made it to the end game. And the end game is something to behold. So this guy's actually going to get avoided, and there's some really bad RNG here, so we're actually going to take a side step to the right. 2-step, and we're going to continue walking to the left here, go down, and we're going to fight this green guy on the 49, otherwise you lose. Basically that's how this game works. And now we're going to force our way through the top. And on 31 we're going to go down, and it's timed such that I know all these combats are wins, and this last green dude is not going to get in our way. For whatever reason, he just freaks out. There's also a lot of manipulations you can do in this. If you throw a lot of dummy directions, especially the green dudes like to follow you. Alright, so this is it right here. And that's it. Bravo, you win. There you go. That's a new, hot off the presses Bokozuka Wars world record, just like that. It beats the prior record by about 3 seconds with improvements in the 100-meter section. So just to show you some of the other cool things that are in this game, thanks to the GGs. So it's the same every time depending on whatever RNG you get. But you see, these are the little mines. So there's 6 different loops, and every loop you go, the king's maximum power goes down. It also resets, but you see I can actually move different guys, right? And you see these guys will remove these mines, and the castle at the end is actually guarded by mines. So you cannot go king only. But see, you'll see on the bottom here that the X, my dude lost, and he only had, I call it 3 power, because there's no 5s in this game. It's just 30. So it's 3 versus 6, so he lost. And you just imagine a die that has 9 sides, and it's just that kind of coin flip. Every time those dudes win, though, if they win enough combats, they can actually turn gold, and every time they win, just like when your king wins, they go up by 10. So it's actually a really cool little, like, if you think about it back in the 80s, it's actually kind of cool. But there are 6 loops. If anyone wants to manip the whole thing, they can. But currently, just find a way through this game. I just don't have recorded having run all 6, because it's a lot. but it gets harder each time. It lowers the maximum for your king. Yeah, so if you get the... I was trying to find one of the... because it's obviously with the manip. I don't know which trees are which. But if you get the larger knights, let's see if we get one here. There's usually 2 knights available per section. The number at the top, I have 49 guys available in the levels, and in this whole level, and the blue square at the top left, 177, is how many actual enemies there are in the entire section. There's a knight. The knights have a base of 100. Let's see if we can win a couple times with him. See, I'm just moving the knight. The other cool thing about this game is that no matter what you do, oh, they're 150. If he wins one more time, it'll become gold, and I believe it becomes 300 though. 260. Oh, it's all scaled down because we're on another level. But they have a max of like 300. I believe that they, compared to your king. So ultimately, when you're learning this game, you'll end up with this your little party here of dudes. These mines end up everywhere. That's pretty much it. Oh, here, you can actually see these little slavers. All these little dudes have a name. Like, there's actually a manual. Rasho, who made the game, actually included in the manual the sheet music to the lovely tune that you're hearing. But it's really cool in that it's sort of like, it's not a roguelike, but how you can always size up the situation that you're in, and you can never have combat initiated on your character. You always, any move you make, that is the only time that combat can be initiated, which is, I think, pretty cool, because it lets you don't just get wrecked because the AI is just dancing around. Like, I think they did that to prevent you, like, you were supposed to tactically find dudes and figure out kind of what your strategy was to get through them. The other weird thing about this game is that a whole lot of stuff always is kept in memory. So, like, if these dudes are 50 meters left or right, and this is probably why it lags so much, they're still moving. So some of the manips that we did control basically where
even though everything is off screen, they're still reacting to where you are. And I'm not actually sure if they are spawned in memory whenever you hit the individual 100 gates, whenever you hit these big gates in between the sections, or if they're just spawned the entire time. But the game is that laggy that I believe that they could potentially have a way to spawn the whole game. But there you go. That is Bokazuka Wars, new world record. And that's all the prep for Retrothon today. Good to see you, Biba. Gozer. There you go. Then you lose. No matter what you do in this game, you're going to lose. But it's pretty cool. All right, cool. That was good practice. We're gonna practice probably a little bit tomorrow in the evening before the show, just to make sure it's all in my head. Probably leading up to it, I'll probably be practicing. But clearly I have this memorized well enough that I can get through it, because it's so laggy. It's so laggy to do in one run. Let's do a marathon run that's a complete manip run where it's 5 FPS. But all right, take it easy, guys. In fact, I'm gonna host I'm just gonna host Retrothon. But there you go. Yeah, so tomorrow at like 1 o'clock in the morning, not like 7 hours from now, more like 31 hours from now, will be these two runs back to back. Sure. Oh yeah, I want to host. Now I have multiple replays. It's weird. It's weird to have a replay that's literally the same manip replay. It's the same replay twice. That's it. That's all you get. Alright. But I have no idea what they're doing on the stream, but that's where I'm going to go see what's going on. See you later.